first up we're going to look at the DC Unlimited Injustice Batman figure I've been waiting to get for a while, and also a game I'm highly anticipating. That box art is cool. Yeah, so let's crack them open. Alright, so this week we are going to have a review on the Injustice Batman from Mattel. Right out the bat, it's a nice looking figure. It really is. There is some problems here and there with it, which I'll get into in a little bit, but for the most part it's a solid figure. It's pretty accurate to the game. There might be a few little costume change here and there, but from a Mattel standard, this is pretty solid. I know DC Direct will probably have one later on, and you know, DC Direct or DC Collectibles can knock it out the park, but this is solid for the most part. Like I said, it is pretty game accurate for the most part. You can see he's got a lot of different variety looks on the armor. I mean, it's pretty sweet the way they did it. I like the arm gauntlets here. They kind of protrude out. It's pretty nice. You can see he's got a lot. His colors mostly consist on, I want to say like a, not chrome, but it's almost like a deep gray. It's pretty cool. And then the cape, of course, is a nice blue. Now, it does appear to be a newer mold from the Mattel line, because this Batman is really thin, which I'll compare it to other Batmans later on. But I think they did a nice job with the head sculpt. It's pretty clean. He's got the white eyes. It's all around pretty solid. It does have some kind of issue right here. I don't know, it looks like glue or something, which we'll clean that off. And then I still need to straighten out the ears. A little hot water and cold water will do the trick. You can see the belt. Utility belt looks really nice. Yeah, all around solid figure. Now we'll get into articulation. This is where it gets kind of interesting with the articulation. He does have side to side pretty good. No up and down at all. At all. I mean, there is nothing you can do. And that's always been a big issue with the Mattel line. That shoulder articulation go up about that far, which that's not really good in my opinion. Can go up about that, so you can kind of try to do it, but it just still won't work. There is no bicep swivel, which is a letdown. He does have a joint at the elbow, and it swivels. You know how I feel about that joint. Ugh. It does have wrist articulation. Now it does appear that there is a movement in the wrist, so you can move it in and out, but it does not want to move. It has the same with this side of the hand too. Right in there, you probably can't tell, but it does not want to move, so it's okay. It does have a diaphragm joint, no waist swivel. His legs, now this is another issue. His legs can only go about that high because it's restricted by the belt, which that's lame in my opinion. There's no thigh swivel up here. Can go out pretty far, so you can do splits pretty good. Now this is interesting. He's got a thigh swivel right above the knee. Let's see right here. Okay, and then he also has a bend at the knee, which you can only go about that far back, which is not the best in the world at all. And he does have knee articulation, a swivel right there. So that's weird. So you got a upper, lower thigh swivel, and then one right at the knee. That's bizarre to me. Feet can extend pretty good, up and down. There's no rotation at all and no pivot. So that's about it as far as the articulation goes. So it's not the best articulation at all. So really, you can't get him into too many dynamic poses. A couple throwing poses here and there, but nothing where he's crouching or anything like that. Probably could if you modified the figure. Alright, so now you can see the Injustice Batman compared to other Batmans from the Mattel brand. He's obviously a lot thinner than all of them, so you can tell that's kind of, I'm not particularly sure if it's a new mold, maybe a Movie Master. I'm not 100% sure, but I know it's not a DC Classics mold. I mean, that's pretty much for sure right there. Now, he is about the same size as the Batman here. Everybody's taller than the Shadow Knight Batman. Dark Knight Returns Batman is bigger than all of them, girth-wise and height. So again, I think some people might have the issue with the size. It is a little distracting, but when you know how to work the camera, you can pull off some exciting angles and stuff. So is it worth getting? I think so. If you're Injustice fan, Batman fan, it's another Batman for the collection. You cannot ever go wrong with Batman as far as collecting wise. Batman is just one of the greatest superheroes of all time. Why not have every different form of him?